Hi, everyone, at hashtag CDC Whistleblower. This is Trends and Tips 44. We've officially gone past, I think, 905 million impressions and conversations on Twitter on our way to hashtag break a billion. So there will hashtag be one less vaccine victim. We have Marcella Piper Terry, who's at Marcella Piper TE and at Vax Truth. She was on the Today Show this morning. They came to her home with an entire film crew, filmed her for about 45 minutes, and then basically edited it down to a beautiful little segment, actually, because there's no question when you see Marcella in the Today segment that thousands, if not millions, of moms will relate to exactly who she was in that clip. But I have Marcella with us here, and she's going to explain what this landing page on her site is. Is this one tinyurl.com/Marcella today? Is that what the tiny URL is?
I believe so.
Okay, yeah. So this is slash Marcella today, and then we also have slash Marcella truth that goes directly to what she did was she got permission and she recorded the entire 40 minutes where they interviewed you, and you have got to listen to that interview. It is the best tool we have in our arsenal to date for parents who are questioning vaccines. So Marcella, introduce people to what this page is and what they have access to here, please.
Well, this is just what I wrote up today was in response to the whole experience of being invited to be on the Today Show and being asked to be on the Today Show as a parent who is not vaccinating anymore, and why we're not vaccinating and why we're exercising caution. It was presented to me that the Today Show wanted to give a balanced report in response to all of the damaging and harmful hate speech that's going on in the media right now. And I knew right off the bat that it was probably not going to be as easy as it seemed, and I'm very thankful that it went the way that it did, because what we need to show, what people need to understand, is that the media is many times not our friend. The media, they're employees of the pharmaceutical industry. The pharmaceutical industry pays their salaries because the pharmaceutical industry is their biggest advertising client. So this article that I wrote today was basically about my experience, how I was contacted, it was a 31-minute interview. And it actually took place at my office, my place of business, at the Katie Wellness Institute in Newburgh, Indiana. And they filmed me for 31 minutes in the interview, and then another 10 to 15 minutes after that in my individual office as I was typing on my blog. And the great thing was that the screenshot that they used for the segment this morning showed what I was typing about. Excuse me, about William Thompson, the CDC whistleblower, gaining immunity, and I think that all of that is very much related to what's going on right now. We are being targeted to make us look like we are hysterical parents. The scientists who are coming forward with the truth are being targeted, as Paul Offit did last week, trying to say that Dr. William Thompson has quote-unquote psychological problems. All of this is backfiring on them big time. Vax Truth is a very small organization. We've been in existence only since August of 2011. And until just a couple of weeks ago, we had never broken the 20,000 hits per day mark. We were averaging, for a few weeks there, we were averaging between 10,000 and 15,000 hits. But prior to about December, we really hadn't ever, there was only maybe one time that we'd ever gone over 11,000 hits in one day. Well, today, I published the Today story, the Today Show story earlier today, and I am looking now. It was around noon. Right now it's about 9:30 my time, and as of right this moment, we've had 40,191 hits on the website.
Wow.
So thank you to the Today Show for all of the censorship. What you have done is really activated the base of parents whose children have been harmed, and we are not going to sit still, and we're not going to be quiet, and we're not going to sit back and just let you obscure the truth about what has happened to our children and what is happening to children every day.
Totally. Is that you pausing? Do you feel like you've explained? So the thing that's great about this particular landing page is you can not only see and read the story that led up to her being on the Today Show, what they said to her on the phone in order to get her to participate, what she was asked audio, and then what it boiled down to in their segment. So it couldn't be more comprehensive as far as telling you the whole story. And then I love this little meme. Helmets on, this may get a little bumpy before we win.
Exactly.
And as long as you've done this, Marcella, doesn't this just feel completely different than it ever has before?
It does. It does. And I've received so many messages today, and I hope that people will really share this article, because I've received more messages today in one day than I've received, sometimes in a month, and or even more. And the messages that I'm getting are, oh my goodness, I didn't realize the DTaP has cow's milk protein in it. My child has a milk protein allergy. We were considering that. We're not going to do it now. That might be a life saved. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize that you couldn't sue the vaccine manufacturers. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize that autoimmunity in a mom increases the risk of vaccine injury in a child. So many things about the video, or it's actually just an audio because I taped it on my phone, but I got permission ahead of time, and I would definitely advise anyone who's going to talk to the media, tell them you're not going to talk to them unless you can tape it on your own, because
absolutely.
You have the actual complete interview, and you can prove what was said, because we have to protect ourselves. We're under attack. Our children are under attack. They're trying to say that our kids should be taken away from us. We should be sent to jail. We should be reported to CPS and all of those things. We have to protect ourselves. We have to get this story out, and we have to, I believe, I mean, not everybody has this same burden on them that I feel, and not everybody should, or that's not to make anybody else feel guilty. For me, it is. I feel like it's a calling. I feel like it is what makes my life make sense. It's what makes what happened to my daughter make sense. I have these skills, and I intend to use them so that hopefully within my lifetime we can see a change in what's happening to our children. So please share the article, encourage others to share it, and know that every time you share it, one person may see it for whom there's really critical information there that might save their child.
Totally. And the other thing I would say to people is this is going to translate into a lot more people being on the radio, being interviewed at local newspapers, seeking out local newspapers to be interviewed on. And our objective is that people find their way to the best information. VaxTruth.org has amazing information. B1Less, just the letter B, the number 1, and LESS.com is the most pathetic resource in the world in what it really is, which is a list of about 800 links to different people's work, like Marcella's, that's powerful and worth referencing. So there's just all kinds of stuff out there, but the most important thing is that you're able to get them to the hashtag CDC whistleblower. Everything is happening at that hashtag, and if we can't get people there, we can't communicate with them. So no matter what their first question is, Of course, Marcella's was completely edited. She could have said it 50 times and they would have edited it out the whole time. But for a lot of these local things that are live, you should be able to sneak that in. And our goal is to say, hashtag CDC whistleblower. There's a billion conversations going on right now. And then the other thing I quickly want to show you is this is just basically a cheat sheet for if you are on the radio and you're nervous at all about what to say because you haven't done a lot of media, like Marcella's been talking about this for 10 years. So it just flows off her tongue. But for a lot of people, they're new to this. They've done the research and they want to be helpful, but they need a little bit of a cheat sheet. This is your cheat sheet. So thank you so much. Everything's looking amazing on Twitter. So keep up the great work. Again, you always want the hashtag CDC whistleblower. You always want to link to a reference, and as much as possible you want a visual, and then also as much as possible find an @ which is a handle to something that has a ton of followers, like YouTube is a perfect example. Any final words there, Marcella or Candace?
Keep sharing, keep spreading truth, and keep saving babies.
Candace?
Let's go, kids. This is rocking. We've seen more action now than we have in years. Let's roll it.
This is time to get it done. Love you guys. See you on Twitter.